Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We are back here on Friday night. Man, what an eventful Friday it was today. We had our original guest, Don, had an issue. Now he doesn't feel well and he couldn't make it, but I had my good buddy Brent step in and fill the void there. And I really appreciate that to Brent. And I'm going to pay him back right now by sharing his podcast, which, so that'll get you another 30 downloads right there, Brent. You don't have to thank me too fast. That's 30 downloads right there. Just let that soak in for a second. So what we're going to do is a lot of you guys know Brent Ridley, Tool Pros podcast, Tool Pros YouTube channel, which is taking off. It's doing really, really well. So I'm going to give you some links over here in the chat that you can follow them on. The first is going to be their podcast. Put that right there. See, look, Jessica says, hey, that Brent, what a guy. Indeed. All right, there is his podcast. Here is, I'll say their podcast because it's Billy and Brent. There is the Instagram right here. They're like, I don't know what you call people that are really, really super popular on Instagram, but that's what they are. Okay. He's very humble, but they're doing very, very well. All right. Let me see if I can't paste that in here. That is the Instagram. You can follow them there. And then last but not least, we have the YouTube, Tool Pros podcast on YouTube. And it's perfect for me, their YouTube, because they do different tools every single day. And the videos are really short so they can cross over to different platforms, which is smart. And I like watching the little tidbits as videos. I was looking through the last several of them. We have Milwaukee stuff and Craftsman. And let's see, I have them written down. Diablo step bits. Everything is interesting, like little bits. And they don't, because I have the problem where after about a minute, I start looking around my room at stuff. So it's perfect for me. It works really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and put all those up. You can follow those. Come back here. You can come back after the show and hit those links, whatever way you want to do it. All right, the links from me, I'm going to actually say they're down in the description. I'll highlight them in the chat later. But if you want to sign up for notifications via text, you can go down to the chat and do that. It's really, really easy. It's just a Google Doc form where I get your phone number and I just send you an email to text. You can support the channel at Subscribestar. There's a link down there as well. We're going to have a Subscribestar hangout on the HVAC Shop Talk channel on the 12th of March. We have some people that are coming to us live from the symposium, is what I've been told. So they're in the chat here. Jessica is supposed to be live from the symposium. And I want that to happen because I want to bring Brian in without his knowledge. He'll just be walking by them at some booth or something. We'll just bring him in. There's links to our Facebook page and our emails, hvacshoptalk@gmail.com. All right. So we're a little bit late because we're having a good time talking. It's just the way it is. It happens a lot. Probably happen next time too, and the time after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break right here. We'll come back and we'll talk with Brent Ridley. The best forced air zoning controls in the HVAC industry come from EWC Controls. This includes the Workhorse BM Plus 3000 zone panel, 3 zones, multiple dip switches so you can customize the controls to your particular system install. Another workhorse of the system is the URD and ND dampers. These power open, power closed dampers are both reliable and long lasting. So for the entire life of your system, you won't be replacing your zoning components. And lastly, the innovative SBD2 static pressure bypass with the wireless NFC interface take this whole thing to a new level of precision and reliability, because you can set your system right there at your fingertips to the particular static pressure you need. No more guesswork, no more barometric arms. Go to EWC Controls Incorporated. You can find them online to learn more and look for them in your local supply house. Alrighty, Brent, what's happening, bro?
What's up? What's up?
I like your newscaster smile came up right when we went live.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, buddy. I appreciate it. I felt I noticed that I looked kind of dreary and down in the dumps, so I needed to cheer it up.
I'm glad that you're here. You really saved my butt here because, like I said, I don't know. You know who Don Gillis is?
Well, apparently he's better than me because he was your first choice and I'm the second choice.
Hey, you're the go-to guy when there's a problem. I know I've been your same guy.
Oh, you have. No, that's what I told my wife. I was like, Zach's pulled me out the fire a couple times when we needed a guest, so absolutely got to repay the favor for sure.
I appreciate it. I have like a few guys, yourself included, that I always would call on if there's an issue. It's you. Tersh is another one that I like to call on because I feel like, I don't know, there's a camaraderie there, I guess. I'm not sure how you describe it, but he's one of those guys.
Yeah. So anytime, like I say, I'm glad to do it, and thank you for having me back on here, Zach. I've been on here several times, and it's always a good time, man. We always have a good time talking and whatnot.
Well, I think the first thing is because the show was kind of spur of the moment, obviously.
Well, what was Don going to talk to you about? Because I am about a fraction of as knowledgeable as he is, but I can definitely BS my way through it, so we can see what we got.
Well, the original topic, and I'm changing the topic just for you, Brent, but the original topic was A2L and A3 refrigerants.
Oh, yeah, I know all about those. Yeah, those are my favorites. Why would I not use those? Of course.
Okay. What's your favorite one?
The ATL one, because it's from Atlanta. Yeah.
Hey, man, aren't you a carrier dealer?
I am.
You have to get up to date on the R454B, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the new one. I that's what I heard, but it's the thing. I hope that's what everybody goes to, or we're gonna have a thing where like everybody picks their own, and there's gonna be like a million different ones.
Well, there's gonna be at least two. There's gonna be the R454B, and then the R32. So there's at least gonna be two of them.
Who's doing R32?
Goodman and Dyken.
Goodman and Manna. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I just hope at least everybody else falls in line from there, because I don't want to have to carry 100 different refrigerants on the truck. Like, it's just doesn't sound cool to me.
Yeah, like your R22 replacements. You didn't like that either.
I don't carry a single one of those.
You don't got the. Oh, wait a second. You don't have the MO99?
Nope. Don't have the blue on, because blue on's every damn
blue on's gonna pop up.
Yeah. Every time I turn on YouTube, Blue On's there giving me a ad, and Jim Bergman's talking about it, and then there's like 8 service guys in the truck talking about it.
Hey, did you see? You were talking before the show about you not wanting to curse during the show because of what I put on the little sheet. But what about Blue On made a video where like the whole point is to sound as raunchy as possible to identify with tradesmen? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one. I have to.
Oh yeah, I wish I could. If I would have thought about it, I would have downloaded it and played it. But it's
to like identify with tradesmen. What are they trying to say here?
They're trying to say we're a gruff bunch of roughneck dudes, I guess.
A bunch of foul-mouthed sailors? Is that what's going on here?
That's exactly what it is.
That, Blue On. I'm a sophisticated tradesman.
I wish I had that. I'm really kicking myself now. I know it's kind of short notice having you on the show, but that would have been nice for us both to watch and laugh about. That would have been great.
That's okay. I know how Blue On feels about us now, and hurts my feelings really.
Well.
Not that I was ever going to use Blue On anyways, but now that I'm just a gruff sailor, I definitely
Well,
won't use Blue On.
before we say the words Milwaukee or pack out or anything like that, so why wouldn't you use Blue On? What's the problem with Blue On? I mean, honestly, why would someone like you or I say we don't want to use it?
Look, well, it's just it's nothing against Blue On itself, but well, Blue On has a pretty large glide in the refrigerant. I know that, but besides that, I just don't like drop-ins. Because I'll put this Blue On in, and then maybe a year and a half, 2 years later, somebody else comes behind me and they come and top it off because they don't know what's in there. But I wrote Blue on there, but maybe the Sharpie, got rubbed off or whatever. Maybe the sticker faded. Who knows? And so then it's going to be like, hey, what is in this thing? Oh, it's a mystery refrigerant. Great. So let's just add some, let's put 410 on it. Why not? Yeah, or 404. That sounds good. So it's just, I just don't like the whole concept of these drop-ins and replacements, and there's so many myths and so many and so much misunderstanding with that. Some of these, even these parts house guys telling you, oh, you can put one on top of another, and just no, I'm not doing it. I just decided a long time ago, R22 or bust.
I got no problem with that. I think it's probably a smart idea. And I was just thinking to myself, one refrigerant you don't want to top off is probably Blue On, even with other Blue On, because they've glide.
Yeah.
Whatever's left isn't Blue On any longer. I don't know what it is.
It is separated out. Fractionalization.
I like that. Hey, I like that you're using the words that our more educated guests use.
Well, yeah, because I'm not a filthy, dirty I'm not a filthy, dirty sailor here. I can actually have intelligent conversation without cussing.
Yeah, you're trapped in between, like the guest and like the roughneck guys. You're in between now because you're a business owner, right?
Kind of. Yeah. Yes, I'm a business owner. Yeah.
Kind of. You are, in fact, a business owner, and you have
That's
been
right.
so for how long? It's been years now.
6 years.
6 years. Hey, I like this. Right in the chat, we have educated people in the chat. One of which is Eric Kaiser, who's been on the show many times. He says fractionation in the field is a myth.
Well, maybe it is. He's much smarter than me.
Well, I don't know.
That's the thing. He's probably right, because I've always heard that R410 they would fractionate, but man, I've topped off a mini of 410A systems in my lifetime, in my career, and I've never had an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a 410A. I think the glide it's pretty low, as I recall. It's almost, I don't know if it's not zero, obviously, but it's pretty low. I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any problem. I've topped off, and I'll be honest with you, I've topped off 407C a couple of times. Kind of curious what would happen. I didn't notice any difference or any odd pressures or anything like that, and it was temporary. I'll say that, just to take any heat off me. I guess I left it in there forever. Let's be honest.
Yeah, of course you did.
And the Blue On was in there too. So yes, but a bunch and some 22. It was a whole bunch. It was HCFC, CFC, HFO, CFC,
ATL cocktail. Sounds good to me.
I don't know what yours means, but I'll take it. All right, dude. We know you're the Tool Pros podcast. We're not here to talk about fractionization, capillary tubes. Well, we can talk about that a little bit, but
there'll be a lot of misinformation thrown around if that's the case.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of wrong stuff. Hey, they can fact check this thing. Oh, not enough people to fact check. It's all right. It's fine. We'll get by the fact checkers. So I went and watched your YouTube channel. Obviously, I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel, so I see them periodically. I don't see every video because you put one out every single day. So I miss them every now and then because it's a daily thing. So the last few videos, you have been doing really, really well. I mean, tens of thousands of views. And I just wanted to say out here, congratulations on success, because you already had, when I went to your channel earlier, it was like 16,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been fun, and I think I've hit a little niche there, and it's helped out a lot. And I just started saying, all right, I made a commitment, because I'm already making these videos, because that was the key to our Instagram. Is on Instagram, I made a video every single day, and put it on my feed. But then I make like several videos and put them in my stories, just kind of throughout the day. But one video per day on my feed. So I was like, well, you know what? Why don't I try to use that on YouTube also, because I'm also putting it on TikTok. So just putting it all over the place. So, and it's actually done pretty well on YouTube so far. So I'm thrilled that it's doing so well. Hopefully it will continue to do that well.
Really, really, really well. great. And Instagram, he has 115,000 followers. I mean, it's just really, it's wild.
And it doesn't feel any different than having 1,000 followers.
Does it feel any different? Oh, YouTube will feel different.
Well, if it pays me, yes, yeah, that would be nice.
That'll feel
nice.
different. You have to have a little bit of that already, right? In the YouTube doing that already, giving you a little bit of payment for those.
I have 0 monetization so far.
You haven't been monetized at all.
No, I haven't monetized it yet.
You got 60. You haven't done it, or they haven't done it.
I'll explain to you when off air, but I have not done it yet.
Okay, all right. So I look forward to that. That'll be interesting. Okay, well, let's talk about some tools then for a minute. We'll go back and forth between HVAC and then tools. So
Sure.
You had pack out on there. They have a 2-drawer pack out now. I saw that, and then you referenced the Craftsman version, which is T-Stack, and then the DeWalt, which is what, Tough something? What is it called?
DeWalt makes a Tough system and the T-Stack also.
So they make it for Craftsman.
Yes, exactly. Craftsman is owned by Stanley Black & Decker, which is DeWalt.
Oh, so okay.
They bought them from Sears when Sears kind of started going out of business and whatnot.
Right.
And
but
that
the quality is not the same.
I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago when they kind of did a reboot or whatever for them.
Right. I see Craftsman stuff everywhere at Lowe's. I mean, they have all their battery powered tools and stuff. So DeWalt is making those as well?
Yeah, Stanley Black & Decker, the parent company, is making those. Yeah, and that is because DeWalt is obviously their leadership brand. You know, it's kind of a Milwaukee Ryobi kind of thing. Because
I don't understand that one there.
TTI, TTI.
So they're equal.
Owns,
they're equal, is what you're saying.
Yes, because I know you're such a Ryobi guy, kind of thing.
I wish I had some Ryobi up here. I was going to do that, but I forgot.
Yeah, so it's one parent company versus the other, and Craftsman, yes, Craftsman's okay. They're definitely going after that DIY market kind of thing. It's not what it used to be. It has such a historic name and such a storied, past behind it, but it's just not there anymore. The quality's not what it used to be. It's not what our fathers had, our grandfathers had, kind of thing.
No, yeah, that's exactly right. So.
But I don't think anything is it. You have to pass that along. I don't think anything's built like that anymore.
The Milwaukee boxes are pretty nice. I mean, I have a few of the pack out boxes myself. They're real nice. I like them a lot. The comparable ones, I've never used a T-Stack. I have like modern Craftsman like parts trays and stuff. And they're nowhere near as good as the Milwaukee pack out to me.
Yeah, the pack out's got a really good build quality to it. It does. For being a plastic, composite material. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then DeWalt has that they got that 2 systems in it. It's kind of confusing. DeWalt they kind of screwed the pooch on that one. They have the Tough system, which is their larger containers. And then they have the T-Stack, which is the smaller containers, parts containers, like that socket set that I posted, stuff like that. So there is a difference in the two. And they're not interchangeable, and it's not very friendly, like, consumer friendly. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I'm going to bring those up on the screen here if I can. See if we can see those. There's the DeWalt, the Tough system.
Yeah, well, see, you got both on there, I think. So let's see. That the stack is the Tough system. The drawers those are T-Stack drawers, I think. No, that says Tough system. Okay, so
it looks nice.
They are Tough system drawers. Yeah, you can tell by the latches on the side and stuff. Yeah.
Pretty.
So, yeah,
which one's the best though? Which is the best? That's what I want to. Is Milwaukee beat DeWalt like it? I'm led to believe.
Okay, DeWalt came out with their new Tough System 2.0, which is some really nice upgraded latches. They got like a gasket around it. They're waterproof now, the 2.0. But are they as nice as the pack out? No. And do they have as many accessories as the pack out? No. So pack out still wins for sure.
I like them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, if you look at that picture right there to the next picture to the side of the one that you're about to click on.
Which one are we going to? Do you just tell me where to go?
Go down, straight down, one more, down right there. You can see those latches there are different. And what's so nice about those latches on that is that you can push them at the bottom and they pop out, and they stay popped out until you snap the box back on there, and then they latch in. The old Tough system, you had to physically move them all the way out and move them all the way in, and dang, they were hard to pinch in and whatnot.
Oh my gosh! You know what it reminds me of? They sold these those True Blue hoses, and they put them in that Pelican case or whatever it was that they put them in the big blue case. And there's latches on the side of the case, and there's latches on the front of the case. So when you open it up, there's latches on the side kind of go down, and they block the case from closing every single time. You got to go, whoop, and knock them out of the way. It's really annoying.
Yep, I have I got the Blue Flame, and it comes in that same case.
A Blue Flame. How do you like the Blue Flame, which is a combustion analyzer?
It's okay. It works well with Measure Quick, which is the redeeming quality on it. If I were to buy one brand new now, knowing what I know, well, that's nice. There you go. There it is.
There's some blue flames for everybody.
It's actual blue flames. It's a nice analyzer, and the fact that it works with Measure Quick is like the highlight of the tool. If I were to buy one straight up today, I'd probably just still go with like the Testo 320 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. If you had to purchase one right now, so that would be the one, that 320.
Yeah, definitely the 320. It's nice. The Blue Flame, I was playing with some of the other features the other day. I was doing like a draft measurement with it. Draft measurement super slow and laggy. Oh, I got a customer trying to call me at 9 o'clock at night.
Go ahead and put them on speaker. Let's go ahead and handle this right now.
Nope, they're getting sent to the voicemail because it's 8:30 at night. Yeah, but yeah, the draft measurement's kind of laggy, things like that. So it's not. It's okay for doing combustion, measurements, and it's okay that it works for Measure Quick. But overall, I think the 320 is a little better.
Thumbs down. Thumbs down. That's the 320. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Well, what happened there? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay,
just a second.
Do it one day, maybe tomorrow.
I like the 320. I had the 320, and I think that if you were looking for maybe like a bargain, the 310 is pretty good too. So you can always get the 310 for about half the cost.
You're right, absolutely. If you're trying to save money, the 310 is a nice tool too. I've never used the 310, but it's pretty much just kind of a bare bones version of the 320.
Yep.
And I got the 300 too. I got the Testo 300.
Wait a second. Now, which one's the 300?
It's the one that's like a cell phone, and it looks like a smartphone. Yeah.
I've never even heard of this one.
And that's what it is. It's like a smartphone. It's all touchscreen. It literally, now that I'm saying that, but it is a Android phone in that case.
Really?
And it's cool. Yeah, without a doubt. It's an Android. Yeah, it's nice. It's a very nice setup.
I was having a hard time imagining what you were saying, but you're saying that is a phone stuck in that Testo case. Okay.
Absolutely, it is. That is a phone in that whole Testo plastic there.
That is, well, so is that a new thing? Because I've never even heard of this.
I've had it a year and a half or so.
No, not new. I'm behind the times. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay.
And then they had the all Bluetooth one. I didn't have that. I think Stephen Reardon had that one, and he said it sucked.
330 maybe. Let's see if it's a 330. Because I remember seeing it. It looks like a winged eagle.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like like the Batarang. That's what I thought it looked like to me.
There it is.
Yeah.
Dun 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 Testo.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, and I think they discontinued it because it didn't do very good.
Well, it does. It looks. I mean, performance aside, it looks strange. Okay. Yeah, it looks strange. It's weird looking.
But it doesn't have. It goes straight to the app. But Testo's not known for their app making abilities. Let's say that.
Well, it's plain Jane. It's like really plain apps.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay? So Eric's asking me about the TPI DC710. I don't even know what a TPI DC710 is, Eric.
TPI is the brand. I guess it's a combustion analyzer.
Oh, I've had no use for it, or
no use for that.
Use for it. That's not.
Brent's got no use for TPI.
Nice, I know that sounds rude there.
I've never used one either.
Yes,
I never even
kind of quirky.
You know where we saw this? This was at the AHR we were at. TPI had a booth. That's the only time I've ever seen one.
It's Bluetooth and whatnot. You know which one I want to try? They have like one that's called like a company called Wohler, WOHLER.
Steven had one of those too. So good grief,
He
Steven.
did. Somehow he got one of those. They look really nice, man. And
See if I can combustion analyzer. Here we are. Wohler combustion analyzer. They're really expensive too, as I recall.
Looks like $2,600 for one right there.
Yeah, this one's 17. That's a bargain. Hey, but you can get it for 8% off with the Shop Talk discount code of True Tech Tools.
Heck yeah. There you go. If you use the Tool Pros, you're not gonna get more off of it, but it just help.
I don't know why you had to bring that up, Brent. Why'd you do that?
I'm just telling them they're not gonna get any extra off, man.
You know that's true. We're all tied at 8%, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
I want 9%.
I tried to get 10 from Bill, but he won't even give me 10.
He won't give you 10. He's like, we have to make money on these tools, guys.
Well, Steven
are demanding.
Reardon gets 7 because I think 1% goes to him. Which good for him.
Why'd you bring that up, Brent? Why you gotta bring up Steven? I think Steven's greedy. What are you doing?
I know. I like Steven. I know, man. I respect it. I respect that. Go right
He's
ahead.
had that the whole time, though. I mean, it's like he did that later. I mean, he's had 7% like forever, I do believe.
Yeah. Good for him. No, that's great, man. I want to do it.
Good for Steven. Good job, Steven. Hey, there goes the best combustion analyzer right there. The SOX. There you go. SOX3 combustion check meter checks 1% of the items you need check. Hey, look, there's 9 reviews and it's got 3 stars.
That's probably
exactly.
High. That's a little generous.
I just have to see this. I go immediately to the bad reviews. Hey, okay, Scott from Utah says no, out of the box it would not read CO2 or O2. That's not the problem.
No way.
It's the problem is it doesn't read CO.
In their defense, I think they are revamping it. I don't know. I've heard rumors of it, but I've heard rumors of it for like several years now. So I don't know that it's coming or not, but I've heard they are supposed to be revamping their combustion analyzer fill piece, that is.
Well, you see what Dad here says. Dad from Lake Tomahawk, Wisconsin says,
Is that my dad or your dad?
I think it's the dad from HVAC Talk.
Oh, like the moderator guy.
The global moderator from HVAC Talk. Yeah, but see, that's the complaint is it doesn't test CO, but it was cheaper than all the other ones.
It's not an analyzer, man. It's piece of junk. But like, I don't even know what you would use that for.
I don't know. I actually owned one of those because I wanted to get into combustion testing, yet I was frankly ignorant to what I needed to do. And I knew Philpiece made one, and I do trust Philpiece. I like Philpiece. So, I mean, all the live long day I've had the meters and stuff like that. But when it came to this thing, it was like a half measure, almost what it felt like. It's like did about half what you needed it to do.
Yeah. Who is it's UEI. I think UEI, which I'm not a huge fan of the UEI, but I think they make a combustion analyzer that may be a little cheaper.
Yeah, they do. They make, I forget what it's called. Since we're on the subject, let's just go ahead and pursue this.
Something Eagle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Hey, good. It's at the top of the search list there. Thank you for auto-populating.
Hey, Zach, where do you get your Knipex tools from? TrueTech doesn't have them. KC Tools is a place there, Craig, they have all kind of German import tools. So, yeah, you can check kctool.com.
Well, I want to say, first of all, he said Zach. I just want to put that out there.
Well, I answered for you. That's okay.
Which is good because I got my Knipex tools from Knipex. They loaned them, or they didn't loan them. They gave them to the show to give them away. So that's where I got mine. So we really needed Brent to tell us the answer to that one.
I'll tell you what, Knipex has been awesome, man. They've sent me some stuff. They've sent a lot of guys on Instagram stuff. Knipex has been a really good company, and they make the best pliers in the world. I'll stand behind that any day of the week.
I had 3 different sets in my hands. I wish I remember the names of them. One of them was pliers, wrench, and there was a couple other ones. There was like a needle nose too, and they were really, really high quality.
The pliers wrench have smooth jaws on them, and then you have the Cobras, which are basically like your standard channel locks or tongue and groove pliers.
That's the other set.
Cobras. And those Cobras are nice. Like, and I tell everybody, okay, if you're used to using like channel locks or something like that, and you change over to the Cobras, there's a little bit of a lag there. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and you may get kind of frustrated for like the first day or two, but once you get the hang of it, you will never go back. My guy who I was working with this morning who works for me. He was saying that this morning because he was talking about, for years he would tell me, my Irwins are just as good. Okay, well, one Christmas I bought him a couple sets of Knipex, and he'll never go back.
What's so good? that you would not go back?
They grip tremendously better than any other pliers out there.
And
Something with
they grip
their
like
clip
the
design.
pipe. They grip better, not
Yeah.
like the grips. I mean, like the
No,
grip.
not the
They grip the
grip. No,
pipe.
the jaws. The something about the way the jaws are, shaped or designed, or the grooves, of something about it makes it so much better.
Well, I just saw those three. That's the only ones I've ever seen because I never see them like in the store. They don't sell them in the stores here when I go to like to the box store to buy
My
tools or
Home
whatever.
Depot used to carry Knipex, and yes,
Really?
it's said with a K. I have a shirt that has the pronunciation on it somewhere, but it's pronounced with a K. So don't come at me when you god dang hear me say Knipex.
They'll say Nipex.
Oh my gosh, man! I've made 3 or 4 YouTube videos, and every third comment is somebody saying, "Ah, you're a dum dum. You're an idiot."
You're
The
dumb dumb.
the K is silent. Oh, geez, smart guy. Yeah, you think you're a tool pro? You can't even pronounce the word right.
Hey,
You know.
one time I accidentally called an impact driver a drill. I lost all my credibility on that video.
Oh man, it's like they don't let nothing slip. I did on that Craftsman video. I called my tail light my headlight, and sure enough, there's 10 comments in the first hour talking about, "Hey, you dumb dumb." It's like, yes, I know I called it the wrong thing. I understand.
Well, that's interesting because I was going to link your podcast page, like I put the link in the chat earlier, and the
Mhm.
first podcast that I see is called Mean Comments. I
Yeah.
have not listened to that. What inspired that? Was there a particular comment, or just you just piled some up and wanted to get rid of them?
No, so I was looking one night. I was looking at my YouTube. They make like a YouTube Studio app, so it makes you can see the comments pretty easily there. And you can and it brings them up line by line, like the most recent, but it's all your videos. And I went through probably the last 20 comments, and every single one of them was negative. Nothing good.
What?
So at that point, I was like, you know what? I guess we need to start addressing some of these. So we're going to talk about these mean comments.
What was it? One video or just multiple
Oh
videos?
no, multiple videos, all kind of videos, man. Like every video I put out there, there's all kind of comments.
Wow.
It's
That's
crazy.
I don't know why that would be. I mean, I watched your videos before, and I don't know why there would be negative comments. You're just basically using a tool and filming it.
No, they got to comment on how the tool's junk and how, because
Oh.
like uh, just an example, like the Knipex thing, because I'm not pronouncing it right. I'm a big dum dum, and then like the Fest tool, I had an oscillating multi tool, and it has a Bluetooth battery on it that turns on the vacuum for dust collection automatically as soon as you turn on the
Mhm.
cordless tool. And they were talking about, "Oh, you're just lazy. What's wrong with you?
You're
How
just
long
lazy.
does it take to push a button?" And this and that. And then there was another one with the Wera turbo screwdriver, and the turbo screwdriver is basically one that it has a gear ratio in it, and you can push the button on the back, and so for every 4 handles of the back that you turn, for every 4 turns that you get, it turns the front. Excuse me. For every 1 turn on the back, it turns the front 4 turns, if you follow what I'm saying.
I do.
So it increases the gear ratio in it. So everybody, and it's expensive. Wera's expensive. It's, $75 for just the screwdriver, or more than that, maybe 80 or $90. And just getting all kind of comments about, "Oh, why don't you just buy a drill? This is stupid. This is the worst thing ever." Just all that kind of stuff.
That is unbelievable. People are losers. That's all I gotta say about that. That's horrible.
Well, of course, it's okay though. That's just the name of the game. And several years ago, I would have probably gotten my feelings hurt, but now it's kind of funny. You just look at it and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. After a while, it's like, okay, what else you got? Like you get thick skinned after a while. I guess you have to build up like an immunity to people on the internet because a lot of them are just, I don't know. It's just like a waste of time to even make the comment. You kind of feel bad for them. So why are you doing this? I mean, you should be looking for a job.
Exactly, because most likely they're unemployed in their basement.
I like to think so on some of these people. I mean, I've seen some of the comments out there. It's like, man, what a waste of time. What a waste of time for that guy. I mean, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But
Like, what did you feel like you were going to accomplish with this comment? Like, people were going to say, "Oh, this guy's so cool for saying that." Like, I don't understand some of their thought process and their trolls. And I wonder, like, do these guys have kids? Do your kids know that you're an internet troll? And how would they feel about that?
I can't believe these guys have kids, but these guys to me are the guys that have never met a woman and been able to talk to one. It's like they
That's
go to,
true.
I just, hey, you're really pretty, they're kind of guys.
That's funny. Yeah,
And then she just
that's
like
about how
swings her
they are.
hair and walks away to the guy with the Camaro, and you're
Of
gone.
course, or Trans Am, yeah. Of course. That's
Oh
pretty
my
funny.
gosh. Well,
What else is on your itinerary, Zachary?
well, I always come up with some things we can talk about, so there is no awkward moments.
Yes, I don't want to have that.
Anyway, no, let's. Have you had a chance to use the 550S yet? I wanted to ask you that.
I have once. Yes, once.
Was it great? I mean, it's just one time, so I guess it's not really fair to comment too much on it. But
it was working on
impression?
a tap-in IQ drive inverter, a Nordyne inverter system, heat
I'm
pump.
sorry.
I know, it makes me want to vomit just saying it.
It's so weird.
So speaking of that, I've had parts on order for the thing for 2 weeks. It needed an EEV, the EEV motor, stepper motor.
Mhm.
I ordered it from Ari Michael because they're a Nordyne dealer up here near me.
Yeah.
And and I said, I need the head. I need the EEV motor. The guy calls back, says, well, they want you to, you got to get the whole body and everything. Okay, no problem. I wait a week, thing comes in, and it's the body without the head. So it's like, all right, thanks. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do Amazon. I went on Amazon and bought the damn thing and got it delivered, and it got delivered today, actually.
How long did it take to get there?
Amazon 4 days.
No, that's pretty good.
And then it was, a week or more from Ari Michael. So kind of a bummer. But that whatever. That's we were talking about the 550S. Yeah. So the 550Ss are pretty nice. I think they're nice.
You're about to say butt? Is there a butt coming or what?
I don't know if it's a butt coming, but once you've used a digital manifold, it's a digital manifold. It's not. I don't know. It does what it's supposed to do. The app is a little bit nicer. I will say that the new app, because they made a whole new app for this thing. It's nicer, and it is nice having the wireless clamps. But kind of when you've used one wireless manifold, it's kind of it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. So maybe it's nice, but nothing special and different than anything else, I guess.
Correct. I do like that it has the new standalone vacuum gauge with it, where you can clean it and take it out and all that stuff, which is nice, and it works with that tool.
Standalone. Okay, that's right here in the picture. I see standalone vacuum gauge. So, okay, what are the features? It has 2 wireless clamps. It's just like a Testo 550, except it has more data on the screen too. It looks like.
Correct. You just got everything on the screen, and you can connect. I'm not mistaken. I haven't done this, but I'm not mistaken. I think you can get, like target superheat and stuff like that from a wireless probe that does outdoor temperature and all that stuff. But I'm not positive. But it seems, it's a digital manifold. It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
If you're a Testo fan, I think it's definitely an upgrade, and it's a step up from the 550. Don't get me wrong at all. It's definitely better than the 550. You got a lot clearer screen. Lot more information on the screen, a lot less scrolling. I personally like that a lot. I was a big fan of that. And that's what drove me to the DigiCools so long ago, that you had all the information on one screen kind of thing.
So there's a question for you, Brent. Are the 550s fragile? Now, this is the first look. I know it's not quite fair to say, will they last for a million years? But first look at them. And my question to you, besides that, is: are they bigger than the other 550s? They look bigger.
A little bit. They're a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Maybe an inch or two. Not much bigger. Let's say that. They're actually skinnier than the older ones, like front to back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very much so. Will they last? I don't know. Whose truck are you talking about, Jason? You talking about my service truck? Or you talking about Zach's? Like,
they'll last forever in mine.
my truck's a mess. Exactly. And Zach does 8 service calls a year. So,
I
or,
don't know if I'll get to 8 this year, but keep your fingers crossed.
or maybe 5. I'm sorry.
That's
But
fine.
no, I think they seem, they seem comparable to the 550. So I think they'll be fine. If you just hang them on the hook and hang them in the back of the truck, they'll be fine. If you throw them underneath the pile of, condenser, that you're going to pile in there later, I think they'll break. But yeah, I think they'll be fine if you just hang them up, whatnot.
Big fan of yours, Brent, right here is Clint, keeping his in a pack out.
There you go. I like that, Clint. Good job.
I like old Clint too. He's all right.
No, Clint's awesome. Clint's been a big supporter since we first started. Clint's been with us for the whole ride.
Yeah, I think I can say that too. Actually, that's I think he's been here for the longest I can remember.
Yeah.
So enjoys the show, which is a good thing.
Clint, send Zach an email. He said he would send you a shirt for being such a supporter.
If Clint doesn't have a shirt yet, I'd be surprised. But Clint, if that's the case, I will send you a shirt and a hat and a sticker and everything we got left in the big pile back there.
And Zach asked me for like some Tool Pro stickers like a year ago, and I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll send you some, Zach." And how many stickers do you have, Zach? From Tool Pro stickers?
Well, Brent,
none. I know.
I'll say this: I don't have any, but if you want to wrap them around an SC57 and send them, that'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to give you that too, right?
I know. That's one of the things I forget about it.
Hold on, I can't cuss. That was on the questionnaire. I got to be careful.
No, Be Technical said don't intentionally cuss.
It did say that. So okay, yes, you're right. I do got to give you the SC57 because I've been using them.
I really need it quick. Hurry up, Brent.
I know all those service calls you've been doing.
Yeah, I need to check how many volts my outlets in my office are. Hurry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so no, it still works. It's a good meter. I'll send it to you and some stickers. Oh, I got some. I'll send you some of these stickers too.
What do you got? You got the ones with the skulls and stuff on them, or what? Oh,
no,
that's great.
I got some Miracle Mechanical stickers too.
Oh, dude, we should have mentioned that earlier. Now, explain. Let me zoom back in on you. Hold on a second. All right, and I can actually do better than that. I can do.
I'll pull one out where we can see it. Hold on, I'll pull one out where you can see it good.
There it is. So Miracle Mechanical. Yeah. Now you got to explain what that is, though.
Okay, so what Miracle Mechanical is? It is an initiative that I've started to help needy families, veterans, elderly people who cannot generally afford to make substantial HVAC and plumbing repairs to their home. So we have managed so far to get a great corporate sponsor in Rigid for our first project. So Rigid Tools is going to help us out.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've been awesome. Like, basically, I was just like, hey, I wrote the lady at Rigid. She's super nice. I was just like, hey, I got this idea, and she was like, you know what? That sounds awesome. I got you. And so she's been tremendous. And so I've went around and I visited a few needy families here locally around me, and now we've chosen who we've gotten, who we want to do it. But it's just a matter of trying to line up everything, because we're going to bring a film crew with us and film everything too, for our YouTube and our Instagram. But it's not for accolades. It's not for pat on the back. Good for me. It's so I can use that to go to other corporate sponsors and gather more money for more people. And that's our plan. That
is pretty cool. That is really. Now, information on this can be found where?
It's just through the Tool Pros right now. We've just been talking about it through our Tool Pros Instagram really right now. As it grows, we may do something else as far as its own Instagram or its own YouTube page or something like that. But for right now, in order to get it the most exposure that it can be, it's going through the Tool Pros brand.
Okay, and I put the link to the Instagram again in the chat. That's not going to help very much right there. I'll put it on the screen. It's in the chat now, so if you look over at the chat, you can click on that after the show, or if you're rude right now.
And here's what I would like to do with it. I'd like to be able to raise enough money from these corporate sponsors to travel and go different places. I'd like to go to North Carolina and hang out with Zach, and we find a family that Zach maybe knows, or some of his
that'd be really
people
nice.
Around him. Go help them. I'd like to go to Florida and help people down there near Jessica and Craig, and go visit Clint and help somebody that he knows, and they help me on the job. Like, I want to travel around and help as many people as I can, because well, it's great I'm helping people around me, but you guys want to help people around you. So that's what it's all about. And I'm going to try to do as many corporate sponsors as we can. But when the corporate sponsors run out, we may end up doing like a Patreon or something like that to try to get it, or Subscribe Star is what you use, Zach.
Yeah,
We may
yeah.
try to do something like that to try to keep it going. But I don't want to. I don't want to just do. I don't want to have a one and done now. We have commitment for one. That's great, but I got lots more ideas in it. I got bigger plans for it than just one project.
I think that's really, really good. And I don't know if I can help with some part of that. Let me know. I mean, for real, I'll be happy to help with it. I mean, I'm not loaded, so I can't help there much, but I can help in social media or something like that. So that's really, really
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely. Yeah, no, it's great, and like I say, I want to be able to do things around. So I'll definitely, if we can raise the money, I'll come see you, and we'll find somebody near you, and you can help me do the work.
I know we can do that. Hey, and just so you know, I can still do the work. I
Well,
put them in my house.
that's debatable, but
Hey, I made a video. This is well done here. There's one grill that's not quite centered, and that's my fault. But it's my house, so I guess it's okay.
shame. So okay, now here's serious questions, Zach. How's your humidity going at your house, brother?
It's winter, so it's fine for once.
Well, yeah, but how did it go before it got cold? Was it still kind of high?
It's not satisfactory as of yet. It's not
Okay.
satisfactory. So we'll see, because we're about to get into where I'm going to need the AC again. In fact, a couple of days here, it has run a little bit. So we'll be seeing the next month or so. We'll see what kind of tweaks I can make on it. I can't tweak the blower speed anymore. We're talking about the Bosch IDS 2.0. I can't lower it any because it's at the lowest possible setting. First stage blower setting 1, second stage blower setting 3, only because the heat strips will require third speed. So if you don't have it in third speed, you can get an overheating situation. So we'll see. I'm going to zone it, but I don't know if zoning is really going to help the humidity. It's more for just we're going to, comfort reasons as far as sensible temperature.
No, zoning is gonna cut your runtime down, and then it's gonna cut your runtime down, cut your dehumidification down.
Yeah, it could be worse. I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting. I have to come
Reheat,
up with
Zach.
something.
Reheat. We
You
need
know
to
what?
reheat that dude.
I didn't want to do reheat, but you're right. Once I thought about it, and what you're talking about is reheat with heat strips, right?
Yes,
Using heat
and
strips.
it's honestly not that bad. So I had a few years ago, well, before I went on my own, we had a house in Hilton Head Island when I worked for the company, and we did Carrier Infinity stuff. And Carrier Infinity has the option to do reheat, dehumidification with reheat electric heat strips in their controller. And the house had some humidity problems, and I turned it on. And I talked to the customer. I said, it may cost you a little bit of money, but this dude he wasn't worried about money. He lived on the beach, let's say that. So it wasn't a big deal for him. He said, just turn it on. I want the humidity gone. Okay, no problem. Well, I revisited him 6 months later, and I said, hey, how's your power bill been since that? Just curious. He says, man, it maybe went up $20. And this is a ginormous house that we're talking.
Right.
So I don't think reheat's going to eat up your power bill like you think it would. You know what I mean?
I did think about that because my first reaction was that it was going to be really expensive. But then I thought about maybe whatever it is, like 10 or 12 cents a kilowatt hour, which I think whatever it is here, it might fluctuate day to night. I can't remember. But it didn't turn out to be all that much. You're right.
No,
So that might be exactly what I try come spring, because spring's going to be the worst because it's going to be low, sensible temperature outside compared to summer. It's going to be lower, and the humidity is going to be the same. So
it's either that or you can put you a whole house dehum in there.
Well, I almost say that's going to, if that compressor's running, I mean, that's going to add cost to it. So I don't know. I mean, it's simpler just to have the one machine instead of two machines. So I'm going to go with your original suggestion probably.
Absolutely. Reheat
Which
that
is
dude,
funny.
get it out of there.
You're Carrier guy. I mean, I sold a lot of Bryants for a while there, and they had this whole little 9 kW heat strip that would come on 3 kW at a time as reheat.
Yeah.
Do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did for it.
But will the Bosch come on stages like that, or is it all at once on the electric
the heat strip is all or nothing. It's 10 kW all or nothing. Yeah,
really?
I could probably I can make it come on 5 and 5 if I wanted to, but
just separate them out. Yeah.
So we could do that.
It seems like it would. Yeah, maybe you could separate it out where it only runs 5 kW at a time.
Yeah, or probably be fine with just 5 kW overall.
Yes.
it would probably be okay. Even though it's 3 tons, I mean, the blower speed's so low, and I don't know, you can tell me what you think of this. The blower speed's so low, the thing ramps down, and I think the capacity is going to be lower anyway because it's got to try to match that blower speed so it doesn't get too cold, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's my theory.
and you don't want to. Yeah, I think that's the thing to do, because if you can run that reheat, I think that'll be the good thing to do, and keep because you can't drop your airflow any lower, and I think that's what you got to do.
Yeah. But that same token, I talked to Steven like a few months ago, and he was running like had a system like 2 or 3 tons, and it was running like 2 or 300 CFM. It was like the lowest possible. So I don't remember how
Holy
he did
moly.
that. Yeah, it was. I don't remember how he got to 2 or 300 because it seems like even the lowest blower speed wouldn't be that low. But he said, and it still wasn't satisfactory. So I mean, reheat might be the only hope where you're actually running and dehumidifying extra long run cycles and just large capacity, like large latent capacity. Like you have all 3 tons running, taking water out of the air while it's not changing to sensible temperature. So that might be it. But
well, and I guess Bosch, we're not talking ill of Bosch here, because they're
a little bit.
They're good friends of your show. But what
I don't think they're good friends of my show anymore.
Are they not?
No. I like to be upfront about this stuff. I mean, they were sponsor of the show. That's how I got the system. We traded the sponsorship for the system. But that at the end, when it was time to rethink that, I passed on it because people are going to buy the stuff if I put it out there and say, hey, there's a Bosch system. Come buy a Bosch. And I don't want to say that if I didn't think they should buy one.
So what? So you're not satisfied with the system in your home? That's what I'm asking. And I'm going to put you on the spot.
As of yet, no. I wish I would have just bought a Ream unit. RP14. I would have been happier.
You sound like Joe Shearer right now.
That's exactly because we were so used to. Because if someone called me like tomorrow, say I need a system installed, Zach, you're the only guy who can do it. Please help me. It would be a Ream unit. I mean, I would get the RP14, buy it at Gym Air. I mean, I always like those, so that's what I buy at the house. Nothing special. I mean, if it breaks, I can just go out and fix it. I don't have to call, Indonesia, try to get a board that they're going to build on the spot and ship over with a ship that takes 4 months to get there. So
yeah, that'd be frustrating.
Ameristar.
Don't tell Chuck that. He'll get his feelings hurt.
So that's what I was thinking about. Oh, Chuck's waiting for his defrost board. He's still out there waiting somewhere.
Yeah, he's still waiting on that dude. But so basically, humidity has been a big thorn in the side of the Bosch IDS systems, and every time I ever bring it up to a Bosch, because they've had a lot to the Bosch rep, they've had a lot of counter days and stuff like that here at the local supply house, ORE Michael, and I'll go in there and talk to him about it. I'm like, hey, there's known humidity issues with your units. What do you think about it? No, there's no humidity issues. I don't know what you're talking about. And any that there were, they're fixed with the new 2.0. It's like, okay.
I mean, I guess I could be doing something wrong. I don't know. Maybe I am.
Well, Zach, if you're doing something wrong, how are we? We're all contractors. Yeah. You know what I mean? You took the time. You're better at manual J load calculation. I guarantee you're better at that than me, and I guarantee you're probably better at duct design than I am. So, what? How else can we do it? You know what I mean?
Well, only thing I can say for that is, as far as the manual J goes, this is a modular home. The manual J is done by an engineer before it ever happens. So what your tonnage is. There's no debate as far as a human messed it up. They did it already, which is a good thing. All I'm saying is I don't have to worry about that being wrong, supposedly. I think we could probably get away with a smaller unit in this house. Just my personal opinion on it. And plus, when someone does a load that's not on the final application, you don't know which way the house is facing. You don't know exactly where it's at location.
Well, I was going to say, is that for the manufacturer nationwide? Like, hey, this particular model takes a 3-ton unit, no matter where. If it's in Alaska or if it's in Hawaii, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. I guess I never really thought about that till just now when you were about to talk there, and I was like, yeah, that is a problem. But you would figure, because this is North Carolina, it's at the coast, it's hot here. You figure whatever they came up with, we would be okay here. Sure. And it would be oversized somewhere cooler. But I don't think.
Yes.
That's just a guess. I mean, a lot of this stuff is guesses. But, I read the manual. I made sure I read the manual because I didn't want, especially after all this time, and I hadn't done a job, especially on YouTube, in a long time like that. I mean, it'd been, I'd done one in the last year before that. I didn't want people busting my chops for saying I was doing stuff wrong. So I read it front to back, the cover, from cover to cover, and tried to implement single thing it said. But it just hasn't worked out yet. For humidity, it definitely costs less to run that's a big plus. I mean, it's cheap to run compared to some of the stuff I've had in the past, which is a Goodman package unit from '98. But still, it's a lot cheaper than that. I mean, it's not fair, I guess, to compare it to that, but it was a lot cheaper.
Well, 6 window units would be cheaper than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's what I call. I'm in Pender County. It's a Pender County zone system. That's what we call that.
That's good stuff. I like
Controls
that.
in every room. And there was a window unit at Sam's that had Bluetooth, so you could change it with Bluetooth. I was
You
like,
just change that on your phone? That ain't bad.
Yeah.
Sit there in the bed, turn it on and off.
So what I imagine, if you have Bluetooth window units, it's almost like ghetto trailer park or something like that, because you go in there, it's like you're probably using like an iPhone 4 to hook up to it or something like that. Let me change my window unit. It's like a Samsung or something like that. It's like, man, this is nice. This is nice, you guys.
Yeah, we are moving on up. Moving on up. It's good stuff, man.
It's been a while since we talked about Bosch, and I hate to sound like I'm dragging them down, but in that area, I'm not satisfied. In the area of cost, I am. So I guess we can offset it with some positivity there.
There you go. What about I was gonna say, what about like user interface? The controller easy to use.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to use. Pretty easy to set up. If I had my choice,
easy installation.
Yeah, easy installation. I mean, there wasn't anything difficult about it. There was some things that weren't typical of a normal installation. Like there is now, I guess it's on the 2.0. There's a sensor on the liquid line, and I think that is similar to, if you remember, Ralph put on a cold blow kit so he wouldn't have issues. I think it's similar to them just incorporating that kit into the new unit is what that was. But besides that, I mean, and you have to run the sensor through the air handler cabinet, and it's just kind of odd that it just wasn't already there. But besides that,
why would it not be there? Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't see a reason why it couldn't be there in advance, because it's just
it was an afterthought. Like, I think we should have put this on there.
Hey, just put them in the box. Put them in the box.
Yeah, let them worry about, one sheet of paper in the field. Yeah.
Yeah, you ever seen that, like the one sheet of paper that's separate than the manual? It's like, just throw that in the box, put a piece of paper with it, says how to install it.
Yep, exactly.
We'll call it Downflow Supplemental Kit.
You mentioned Ralph. Is Ralph still alive? I haven't talked to Ralph in like months now.
Ralph hasn't even been last time I texted Ralph, because I looked at it today, was December 14th.
I know. I haven't.
It's been a while.
We have a group text, so everybody who's listening, we have a group text between the several of us, and Ralph is in that group text. I think he has like blocked us on the group text too, because he ain't responded in months either to that.
I haven't seen. I don't know what Ralph is up to. And
AK's
in our group text too. He hasn't responded in like 2 years.
He muted us out of that dude for sure.
It's so funny, but I don't know. I haven't talked to him. The last time I was talking to him, he's talking about trading in his truck for a new truck. That's the last time I talked to him. So I don't know what he's up to now. We'll have to see. I'm not sure.
Living in his travel trailer up there near you somewhere, right? Or somewhere.
No. He's in South Carolina, near Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh,
he's like halfway between you guys and me. It's like halfway there.
That's right. Yeah, he was working up there in North Carolina a little bit, but he living in Greenville. That's what it was.
That's right. Because he came up to the house when we were staying at the other house after the fire. He came up to the house and we hung out for the day. We had grilled out and stuff like that. It was pretty fun.
Very cool. Yeah, Ralph, the mysterious Ralph. We'll have to check on him. We'll give you a follow-up, guys, and let you know if he's still alive or not.
Yeah, I don't think he monitors the text very closely.
No,
or he's in one of his areas where he's staying up all night and sleeping during the day, like some kind of casino bat. I don't know, but you're right. It's been a while. I figured someone had talked to him, but now I'm kind of worried that nobody's talked to him.
I haven't talked to him, man. There would be times where we'd go, Ralph would call me once a week. I'd talk to him on the phone, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But now it's shit. I ain't talked to him in months now, so I don't know.
All right, we'll have to confirm he's alive, and hopefully we'll have that news next week.
Have a wellness check on Ralphie.
Poor Ralph, man. Okay. Well, all right. So let's summarize thus far. Milwaukee packouts are good. It's pronounced Knipex.
There you go.
Testo 550s, they're the same as the other stuff. And Blue On has a high glide. Okay, that pretty much it.
That's good. I like that.
I don't think we had to go much farther because it's been an hour, Brent. It's been an hour.
Dude, we made it one whole hour. That's fantastic. And I didn't say that many curse words, Zach.
No, you were fine. You were fine. Brent's overplaying the curse word thing. I didn't want people coming in here and be like F F F F F F. which is like Brent usually does. So he's been really good.
Exactly. I think last time I said several cuss words.
I don't think you cussed too much last time. When he had like all four of us on for that, you, Tersh, Justin,
Yeah, and
I.
Beaver. Yeah. There was a lot of cussing in that one. I can't remember. I felt bad.
What's there? I
I
had
felt
to go
bad.
back and listen to that.
Yeah,
again.
I think I cussed a lot. I felt bad for cussing
So
so much.
why are you cussing so much, Brent? Is it because of the trade? Is it the trade turn you into this?
It's turned me into a cussing sailor. Absolutely, a dirty old pirate.
You know what? There is the impression out there that that sort of rough attitude is more respected than if you didn't cuss. I don't know what you're gonna call that, like a wholesome attitude or something. You know what I'm talking about? It seems like it's more respected if you're rough around the edges.
Yeah, well, people say it's because you don't kiss ass. Sorry to curse here, but that's what they're.
You're
trying
using
to say.
your example for the you're
yeah.
highlighting what
They're
I'm
saying
about.
you're not kissing rear if you're being real and authentic if you cuss. But I don't.
All right,
you're
getting specific now, Brent. You're getting real specific in nature.
I don't buy into that.
There you go. He isn't as bad as Gil. That's correct. And that's true. Gil cusses quite a bit. He usually starts his podcast with like a cuss word.
It's good stuff.
How the F is everybody? So, all right, didn't waste. Hey, I was in there. I listened to Gil's the other day, and my daughter was in the car. I said, all right, we're going to time how long it takes for Gil to give me a reason why I have to turn this off with you in the car. And she's 14, so she's not. She's not young. And it comes in there. It's like the first line. I was like, well, we got to shut it off, man. We got to shut it. Sorry. It's like an F word. It's like Gil. But that's Gil.
But Gil, they do a good job with that podcast, though, man. He's got a good following with that podcast.
He's like bigger than like all the rest of us except for Brian.
Exactly. Oh, I think he's crushing all of us. Exactly. Good for him, man. That's great. I'm glad he's doing it, man.
I thought we were all jealous. Oh, good for him. Yeah, good for him. I thought we just wanted to be in his space and he'd be in our space. I thought that's what we talked about.
Is that what it was? Is that what it was?
I'm just kidding. No, but he's doing really well. I forget where I heard it. I guess he was telling me or he telling somebody how many downloads his episodes were getting. It's like awesome. It's huge. It's like you do on Instagram. It's like incredible. So,
that's fantastic, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get more podcast downloads. Like my podcast, literally, this is not an exaggeration. I've gotten the exact same amount of downloads pretty much since day one to right now.
Well, mine stays pretty much the same now too.
Yeah, mine hasn't grown. It hasn't dropped off either, which is great, but it's just still the same.
Well, I was asking somebody, I was like, I want to get more downloads for my podcast. And I asked a guy, and the guy said to me, well, have you thought about being better at it? And I said, no, we haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, that's kind of tricky. I'm not very good at it as it is. I'm kind of mediocre, so I'm just trying to look for.
Oh, you're fine.
Good grief. I'm trying to look for some help.
Yeah, y'all are great. Y'all are great. You're great.
And then my wife's got a podcast too now, and she makes me record a podcast with her every week too.
But she's had that for a while.
Yes, and there will be cussing on that one.
I know. Your wife. It surprised me because I didn't know she was going to cuss on there, and we listen to it periodically, and it's pretty entertaining because you two have you've been around each other for a long time. You can tell that you're very comfortable, and it's funny the back and forth. And because it reminds me of myself and my wife. It's like very similar. It's like universal husband-wife stuff.
Sure, absolutely.
She lets out some cuss words. I'm like, what? Yep. It's like the F word. I was like, what the world? Where'd that come from? And so I thought she was like a pretty little wholesome creature, and that ain't true.
No, she's a dirty old sailor. She must have been watching Blue On commercials.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to download that thing. That's going to be on the next show. And I apologize whoever the next guest is, but I had to listen to that not because that it's anything specifically I dislike about Blue On. It's the fact that they were marketeering that way. That's their idea. It's just that surprised me. But
yeah, why would you? Yeah, I don't dig that. Like, why would you do that?
I think it's just appealing to the trade, man. I really do believe like that. I was talking to a guy. His name is Nathan Kneffley, the bearded HVAC. Do you know him? It's Instagram.
Oh yeah, right? yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's on Instagram. He's a good dude. Yeah, he's sent me a hat and all kind of stuff. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's pretty popular on Instagram, as I recall. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty popular guy. So Nathan was talking to me, and Nathan's like he's like a real straight-laced guy, real wholesome guy, and you know what? We're talking about Nathan where he was on Instagram, and I completely forgot what I was going to say. I have no idea what I was going to say.
Something about Blue on
Well,
cussing. I don't know.
Oh, never mind. I remember we were Facebook messaging the other day because he was watching the Men with Issues show and he liked what we were doing over there. So he was saying how he really enjoyed it and how he wished that the trades weren't represented the way they are. With like we're all like just like you said, dirty sailors who go around and scratch yourself and curse nonstop. And he's right about that because there's plenty of the trade that there's the in between area. Obviously, not everybody's angels in the trade. That's not what I'm saying, but you're more in between than on either end. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. No, I'm not. I'm not the most suit wearing, clean cut guy in the world, but I don't consider myself some knuckle dragging moron out here. And like I don't know. So what? I'm trying to find it here, Zach. It says Blue On is the real deal. Is that the one maybe where they cuss? I don't know.
That might be it. That might be it. You gonna play it?
I don't. You probably won't hear it if I play it though.
No, you gotta hold
They're
it
just
close.
talking about it's awesome.
Created a complete R22 replacement solution. The contractors, once they see it and use it, are blown away.
I don't think that's it.
No, that's not it. That's not. No, it's definitely it's. Oh well.
Yeah, we'll have to find it. No, you have to find it and play it next week.
Yeah, I'll play it next week. And
here
right,
HVAC rant uncensored. Is that what it is?
Is that from Blue On?
Yeah.
Go ahead and play that one. Play that one.
So irritating. Biggest pet peeve I have. Fuck them guys. One thing really grinds my gears.
There's lots of cussing, Zach. Is that okay?
Well, no, it's to illustrate the point that we were talking about. But you heard it right away, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You can't look up information online and get everything you need to know without going through 12 hours of bullshit to get there.
And I've been trying to get in touch with trade and tech supports, and they continuously hang up on me.
Tell me why no manufacturer has thought to put factory installed gauges on a split system. Can I put in a service call? Excuse me? Put in a service? God golly, I am wrong. The amount of times you have to call just to get a little bit of information that
It's wearing off now. There's not as many curse words anymore.
Yeah. Okay. There's another one that says uncensored rant number 2. Really ticks me off. That's not.
biggest problems in our field today.
HVAC 101. These companies are not investing a fucking dime.
There you go.
They're gods.
Yeah.
They're throwing them out to the wolves, and they don't have a clue what the hell is going on.
2 months is not enough to know your ass from a hole in the wall.
So they want it. So okay, these are obviously clips. Like the guys took off their phone because it's in a vertical video format. That Blue On took, and so Blue On reached out to these guys and were like, "Hey, we want you to give me your uncensored, unfiltered thoughts on the industry, on the poor tech support and stuff like that." I guess that's what they asked.
Make sure it's real. Keep it real.
Yeah, give me the uncensored.
I need it
exactly.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's.
Hey,
Hey, let's say this in the spirit of things, that's bullshit. How about that?
I was gonna submit one and say I just thank the Lord Jesus Christ for everything He's done for me. Have the Blue On people use that one. It didn't make it. It didn't make it in there.
Why not, Zach?
Gosh, I don't know.
Man.
Probably because Blue On wouldn't take any of my calls. Hey, where'd you guys go?
Weren't they a sponsor?
They were a sponsor. It's the business, the podcast business is sponsors. They will come and go. There's certain sets of them, certain classifications of them that will come and go more so than others. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to. I don't want to really call their names.
You got a great sponsor in the same one that we do, and they have been golden for us for over a year now. Is Navac, and I know they've been a sponsor for you, man. They're the best, dude. They're awesome.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Navac, the people that are here right now, the people that will be here next month, because we have one that's leaving, and it fits into that classification. The people that are going to remain are people that have been there for some of them for like Yellow Jacket and Refrigeration Technology since 2017. I mean, they've been here for a long, long time. So we have solid good ones left. It would be nice to have one more, but it's just like always a story here. Wouldn't it be nice to have one more, or there 2 more, or 3 more? So they come and go a little bit, but it's just the way it is.
That's the nature of it, man. There's a lot of hustling back and forth on, typing back and forth. A lot of time you got to put into it to find these sponsors and to do that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, and you got to find somebody you like their stuff. You don't find people you dislike. You find people you think have potential or stuff that you've used, like your Yellow Jacket, like Navac stuff, 2CFM vacuum pump. It's fantastic.
Flaring tool, dude. Their new flaring tool is awesome.
It is
Good
it's
stuff.
really good. In fact, I just filmed the stuff for like the video spot for that, and I had filmed a couple little videos with it. But oh man, it's like perfect every time. It's really good.
Yeah,
It's
it
real
do.
good.
Real nice light.
Did that come through all right? That's real good.
It sounds very seductive. That's a seductive voice. There's that.
Well, maybe I went too far. Okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna.
Well, there's
okay, I
only
had a
there's only
bad thought.
15 people and there's only 15 people in the chat. I think we're getting boring for him now, Zach.
Yeah, I think so too. We've used all. Now we're just talking to each other, and they're gone. Basically, we're just having a regular call here now. I want to thank you, Brent. This is the part of the show where I say goodbye to you, and you can go about your life and do do all the things that you want to do. This will be a podcast later, so you have to audibly say goodbye as well.
Okay, now are you gonna in the podcast? Are you gonna beep out the bad words?
Probably not, because really most of them are for the Blue On thing, and Blue On wouldn't want me to do that.
No, they
well,
would
Blue
not.
On
Unfiltered.
If I bleep out the Blue On ad, it's like I'm taking away from their whole perspective and how they felt when they made it. So I don't want to ruin that for them.
Yeah, of course not. Don't do that.
All right, Brent. Okay.
Well, Zach, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on, even though I was your second choice tonight. I know I'm not as cool as Don, but I'm kind of cool in my own way, I think sometimes. But I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much, and thank you everybody who's joined us tonight in the chat. You guys are awesome. All you guys, it's been great. And I guess I'm gonna make like a baby and head out.
All right, Brent. I'm gonna make you head out with the button, and I really do appreciate it, man. Take it easy. Oh, I cut him off right when he's about to talk. I'm sorry, Brent. But it's too late now because you're gone. I'm sorry. We're going to take one last break, and then I'm going to do my last few minutes of talking here, and then we'll call it a night, and all you guys can just sit back and reflect on the great show that you have just watched. Is that what happens usually? I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. Refrigeration Technologies makes some of the best HVAC chemicals around, and that includes wet rag heat-blocking putty that prevents your vital system components from being damaged while you're brazing. Also, there's Nylog, gasket and thread sealant, a variety of uses including sealing up flares, gaskets, and other HVAC joints and connections. Last but not least, there's Viper Aerosol Cleaner. I use it on evaporator coils. It foams up beautifully, does a great job cleaning. So if you need anything in the HVAC chemical arena, choose Refrigeration Technologies. You can find out more at refrigetech.com and purchase at truetechtools.com. Okay, guys, last but not least, I'm going to let you guys know if you do want to support this show, one of the things that I like to do is have this support, like Brent said, a subscribe star, because if we have sponsors that come and go, it's nice to have a base of you guys that help support the show, because that's really what it's all about. We choose sponsors based on who we really believe in, but who builds the show up is the people that actually watch it. So having you guys support is really, really great. And I'm just going to put that link in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. And just to offset the Blue On ad, one last reading from our good friends at the Bible. Now, I know a lot of you guys may not necessarily read this book, but there's a lot of good stuff in it. And I had it all set aside earlier, but for some reason I messed up because the show got adjusted. So I'm going to try to find exactly where I was at. I know a lot of you guys might be like, oh dear, but it's a good story. And it's a story of a guy named Stephen, who's the disciple of Christ. And it's a story about doing everything you can, having all the integrity in the world, and making the right decisions. And I think it's a good thing. It's a little bit sad at the end, but in the end, it's actually happy because Stephen goes to the place where I know he knew he was going, which is up in the heaven with God our Father. So this is basically the disciple Stephen meeting his end. This is in Acts chapter 7, verses 54 through 60. And just to set the stage a little bit, Stephen, the disciple of Christ, he's come before the Jewish leaders, and they are not taking it well. And one of the Jewish leaders is actually Paul, the apostle Paul, before he was converted, which he was kind of a nasty guy before he was converted. Now, when they had heard these things, they were enraged, talk about the Jewish leaders. And they ground their teeth at him. But he, full of the Holy Spirit, gazed into heaven and saw the glory of God, and Jesus standing at the right hand of God. And he said, Behold, I see in the heavens opened, and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. But they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears and rushed together at him. Then they cast him out of the city and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their garments at the feet of a young man named Saul, which was later to be the Apostle Paul. And as they were stoning Stephen, he called out, Lord Jesus, receive my spirit. And falling to his knees, he cried out with a loud voice, Lord, do not hold this sin against them. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. Dedication is something we can learn from the Bible. There's a lot of different things that apply to both home life, work life, and many other things. Dedication, integrity, even at a great cost. And I think Stephen illustrated that very well. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me for this week's episode. I know it's a little bit different because we had to actually get Brent in here. Brent called himself the second choice, but Brent is no second choice. He's been the first choice many times here. He's a good friend of mine. And even though if you asked him, he'd say no, he has a lot of knowledge. He's a good man, and I appreciate him coming on the show. Guys, my name is Zack Psioda, and I will see you on the next one.